Hey guys, it's me, Lord of Time 23, and I am here with the second episode in my Sims 4 tutorial series. So I figured for this episode, since the first one we focused more on new simmers, and just how to get your game started, get a sim on a lot, and start doing the basic needs, I figured for this video we would start to focus more on build mode. So before I jump onto a lot and start showing you some little handy things, I am just going to explain that there are two different types of build mode. So the first one would be if you were to click on any of these empty lots, you could give it a click and go right down to this button where it says build. And this will bring you to the lot I'll show you quickly that is completely empty. When you load on, all you will see are the grid lines. And in this mode, it's kind of nice to build here, one, because you don't have a sim that might, I don't know, get in the way of you building or something along those lines. But also, if you go to your build item objects here, which I will get more into a description about these afterwards, if you go into your build item objects, we'll go to decorations for an example. We're going to scroll all the way down to this list. The only reason I'm going here is because I know there's a certain item here. See these things that have the gray and white lines coming off the center of them? Those are actually objects that, as you can read right there, you unlock through either a career or there might be a bonus for an aspiration. There's a few different ways that you can get some of these, but a lot of them will end up being for unlocking a certain level in a career. And these items, when you are playing on a lot with a sim living here, are not available to use unless you've actually reached that level in that career. However, in free build mode, you are able to still use any of these items and place them. Obviously, they still cost money, but the money is not coming out of like a Sims account. It's just you can spend whatever you want here. So that's why it's called free build mode, just because you are free to do anything that you wanted. So just going back to our world quick. Today I am going to show you building with a sim and a lot, because it's most likely what you'll be building. So we are going to load into this game. This is where I've placed my sim self, so you'll get to see kind of what I look like to go with the voice, I guess. So once again, waiting for this to load. Alrighty, now that we're loaded in, you can see you'll start with your sim just kind of on the edge of the lot somewhere. I picked a pretty big lot just in case I want to move things around. But we're going to go right up to here to build mode. So when you're in live mode, which is you'll see your sim sitting here, you're able to look at the needs, so on and so forth. That means that you're in live mode. And then if you go up here and click build mode, the grid pops up and you are now able to build here. You can access any of the items from the item menu that you saw quickly, or you can access all of this stuff, which would be like your walls, your roofs, your flooring, platform foundations, gardening, pools, ponds, etc. So we are just going to jump right in. For build mode basics, I am just going to start by building a simple box, because that is what most of your houses will honestly end up being anyways. If you start with one box, you can add little boxes onto all the edges, which would, in the end be the rest of your rooms. So our different wall tool options, I know when you scroll down this, they all look different. Could be a little intimidating, but this one here is just for basic walls, just one straight line. This one would be for a square, so I am just going to build a square kind of in the middle here, because we're going to build off that. And then this one here would be if you wanted to, I don't know, make a funky shaped room. You can go diagonal if you want. You could literally just line it off, and then when you're happy, you just bring it to the point at the beginning, and the room will close off as a new room. Sorry, I kind of got off track. That was a big one, but you get the premise of it. So all of these two will do different things. Like this one will be for your basement. So if you wanted to put a basement underneath, you could do that. I know it doesn't look like there's anything there, but go up to these arrows here and boom, you have a basement down there. So you still would have to add either stairs or a ladder, so your Sims would be able to access it. But we have the basis for it built, so we'll leave the basement there for now too. And then these are kind of like preset, square rooms. You can tell the difference between all the items because the walls are like the white with the brown. This one here is platform, so it's the white looks like a platform, so all of these would also be platforms too. Basement will always have this brick kind of to indicate that it's underground, I guess. And then these here would be foundations and foundations with fences. So, and you can do diagonal rooms too, but once again, you can tell it's a walled room because you can see the white with the brown. So that's just a quick little explanation of that. But we've started with our square. We'll get rid of this little baby one. So just to show you how to at least make 4 walls to put your Sims stuff in. And then the rest of this stuff here, I mean, is pretty self-explanatory. Besides the walls, which you have to click this, and you can see that the whole owl is highlighted here. So the walls, foundation, half walls, which you could pick any one of these sizes and build like this, and it's just like a half wall instead of a full-size wall. You obviously wouldn't want to use those for like your outer walls. You would more use those inside for decor, like splitting up your kitchen from your living room, so on and so forth. This would be the half wall trim, so just the little brown part or gated part that you would put on top of the half wall as a decoration. And then this would be for the platforms if you wanted to make the side of the platform have a different color. Same with the foundations, they also have their own, where you can make the foundation of your house have this brick or stone or paneling, so on and so forth. So you can really get crazy with your customization on how you want your stuff to look. So the main one I wanted to explain is this, just because it can be kind of confusing just to look at all of this and not know what all of it means. But for the rest of this little house picture here, everything is pretty self-explanatory. So like if we grab a roof, you can put it right on top of your little square here, and if you didn't want to add any other rooms, that's fine. You could just leave it literally basic like that. It gives you different types of roofs, so you can have the one where all 4 sides are there. You could have one where it's flat on one side and has the curve on the other. So you can kind of play around with how your roofs look, or if you see like a particular house that you wanted to build, you can manipulate the roofs fairly well to fit the roof that you're building. I will get into a video more to show you more of the details and little tricks to roofing, because honestly, roofing is one of the worst things in the game for me. I hate roofing my houses. I mean, I always end up figuring out a way to make it all look nice and fit, but it can be very tedious and annoying. So I'll show you some quick little roofing tips in a separate video, but we'll leave that one for now because we're just making something basic quickly. So next on our little house here, let's go to roof trim, since we were focused on the roof already. We'll just kind of add a white one there. Ooh, that one's too big. And then we can go here and just add a different type of tile, or if you want it to be a glass ceiling. Like I've said in my previous videos, if you do see this little circle here on some of these, it's because they are from expansion packs. The ones without the circles obviously are from base game. So there might be some here that you don't see in your game, but you are able to get them by purchasing expansion packs. So we'll just add a simple roof to the top there. Next we'll come to this here, which is wall patterns. So what color do you want your walls to be? You can do exterior walls, interior walls. There's tons of different options. This kind of breaks it down. So if you wanted paint, wallpaper, tile, rock and stone, brick, paneling, or siding, and then this one's kind of a misc, so it doesn't really fit into any of the other categories. Or you could go to show all if you really want and scroll down the whole list of them. As you can see, there's literally tons of different wallpapers or exterior bricks, so on and so forth, that you could put onto your house. I sometimes spend hours trying to find the right colors or the ones that look the best, because as you can see, every single one of these has a color swatch, so there's just so many different options. But right now, we picked a green roof, so how about we just do a simple brick house. This one's nice. Also, just to show you quickly, so your roofs, if you can see here, do have paneling, the same as the wallpaper down here. That's because you can add any of these wallpapers, bricks, so on and so forth to your house, to the roof, sorry. So unlike the walls where you could literally do one piece if you wanted, or drag it and do multiple, the roof would just be one unit altogether, because I don't know, it just doesn't let you do the individual panels. You can also click this here for your walls, if you didn't want to do the whole dragging thing, because it can be annoying, you can grab this here and it will do by room. So it literally now did the whole outside of the house for you. Or if you didn't want to use that by room option and you're still in the single panel, if you hold shift on your keyboard, it will give you the same effect. So we'll just pick a different one. I hover over the wall, click shift, and the whole house is now that color. So we're going to leave it brick. Obviously, I'm not going to put white on the outside. So we're going to go down a page. As you can see, we have our main room here. And you could totally add walls to put, let's say, a bathroom over here, or if you wanted to do the half walls to separate your kitchen, you could literally build walls wherever. Even if you wanted to put a wall straight through another wall, you technically are able to do it. It wouldn't be very practical, but you technically are able to do it. But like I said, we're just going to leave it as a square for now. I am going to leave this too, just so we can put a little bathroom in for our sim to live. I'm not making anything fancy right now. I'm just trying to show you kind of the quick basics. So now that we're inside, we'll go back to our wallpapers. We obviously don't want to put brick on the inside of our house. Well, some of them can be cute kind of on a back wall or something, but we're going to leave it like that. As you can see though, before I do actually put paint on, it is dark in our house. So when you're looking outside, it's easy to see that the brick looks nice with this green roof because the sun's on it. There's actually light out there. But if I were to just start painting the walls and doing the floors in here, wouldn't really be able to tell because you can't see anything. So what I always like to do before I start decorating inside the house at all is just going to objects by function. You're going to go to the drop down menu, lighting, and then you'll get these pictures here. Go to the ceiling lamps. And I have all my new stuff in there. So ceiling lamps, when you first load up, you'll see these two here. So these are going to be the cheapest ones. You can always delete them later if you don't like them. I like getting this little one just because you're not looking at a huge light from above technically. So we'll just put one there, and one there for now. You can always delete these later using the delete tool or by selecting and hitting delete, and put them for, you know, cuter different lights, ones that match the house a little bit better. But we'll leave those for now because that's just what I do for basics, especially when I'm starting to paint the inside of the house after I've already built everything. But anyways, so we're just going to go to wallpapers, and I use these ones a lot because as you can see, they have like that nice white trim at the top and the bottom, and there's so many different colors. So this one would be more of your dark palettes, this one's more of your pastels, and this one's kind of half bright, half pastel or beigey colors that you can pick from. I go for this green one a lot. I don't know, I really like green walls. It's nice. Maybe we'll make the bathroom blue just to switch it up a little bit. So there we go. We have the inside walls of our house painted, and we'll go to floors quickly too. Let's just pick a nice wood floor for our living room. Maybe a little dark, but whatever. And we'll grab just a basic tile for our bathroom. So there you go, easy peasy. You already have at least a structure that has, it's painted, it looks nice. It's not super fancy on the outside, but it's livable. Your sim can live in it. Next, we are going to add some windows and doors, which still on this house menu, which would be under the build tab. You can literally see where you can click doors, windows, fences if you want fences, stairs, columns would be things that you would add. Maybe if you had a front porch and you wanted to bring a roof out to extend right here, you could put 2 columns. Here, you know what? We'll put some columns. I'll add a little roof thing here just so you can see what I mean. Pull this over. Bring it down. So there we go. We have kind of a little front porch area now. If you want to get the same roof swatch that you had before, just go to the color copy tool, go here. And I don't think you can copy the trim that I did before, so I'll just grab that quickly. And most houses obviously would have like a porch or something here or a pathway. So if you did just want to put like a simple pathway, you could grab, I don't know, the concrete and just put that there. But if you did want to have a front porch, because obviously a lot of houses are raised a little bit off the ground, you would click the entire build, which literally highlights this whole building here when you click it. You can turn it, whatever. If you click it though, and you see this arrow that's in the middle that kind of has like a box with an arrow up and an arrow down, you could click it, drag, and move up. And if you move up one, you can see you've moved it up a little bit or a little bit more. I usually only go up one just because it kind of gives it that nice lip. And we'll add a foundation thing on just to tie it up nice. So we'll pick a stone one, I guess, just to show you that it makes it look different. If I just grab one of these, you'll only see the white, or this one you might see the gray. We'll keep that one, I guess it's cute. And then see though, your front door where it would be, your porch obviously didn't raise because we didn't make this a room in itself. So that would be where the foundation squares come in. The platforms, they can be a little complicated. I mainly use them indoors as opposed to outdoors. So if you're just doing like a front porch or a deck kind of thing, definitely go to these here, the flat square. You could put it right up against the house. We're just going to move our pillar because I know I'm going to lose it. And then if you click it, you can manipulate it, move it off to the side. We'll make it, you know, one size big, the same. And now you can see that we have a little platform that lines up with the rest of it. So your Sims don't have to take like a giant step just to get into their house. Just put this pillar back and we'll copy it. There we go. So now we have a little front porch there. The concrete there is bugging me. I got to add like a different brick or something. There, good enough, I guess. So there, we have literally a basic structure. So like I said, we're gonna just kind of go through these buttons here. We have the doors. When you add more packs to your game, like you get tons of different options. For base game, you kind of like, I don't know, I'll use some of the base game stuff, but it's very basic. It's very, you know, base game. Nothing too fancy, but they do have some nice front doors. We'll use this one, let's say. So now that we've put a door there, your Sim can actually get into the building. Beforehand, like, she would have no way to get in. Now she can actually walk in, and once there's furniture in there, actually do things. So we'll go to windows quickly too. You always want to have some windows just to, like, I don't know, get some natural light in your house, or if you don't like putting the lights down in the build like I do right away, which some people don't. Some people just add windows, and it does give you some natural light so you don't, it's not pitch black in there. So we're just going to add, I don't know, something basic. Those right in the middle. And we'll turn, just kind of add one in the middle here. And the nice thing is you can move it up or down, so if you want your windows higher or lower, you can move them that way. I know the bathroom's right here too, but we'll give it a window, why not? And I always like, for the peaks of roofs here, to put something there just because it looks so bare. Technically your Sim won't be able to look through it, or it doesn't really give you any function while playing the game, but it just kind of makes it look a little more complete. I think you might be able to delete the floor on the roof on the inside, because if I were to do this, you can see there's a floor there. So it's kind of an attic window, I guess. Your Sim can't actually use it by any means, but it just makes it look a little nicer. I'm going to put one of my cheats on just so I can put this here. This cheat is super helpful. Actually, I'll do it slowly in case you do want to use it. I did kind of go over it quick in my last video, but I'll show you again. So to pull up this tab bar here, you're going to click Control-Shift-C all at the same time. This will pop up, and in here you can type BB, which stands for build mode, move objects on. Make sure you put the dot after BB as well. Hit enter, and now this will literally allow you to not have to follow the grid line. You can put any item anywhere. I find it super handy for building just because I don't want to be restricted by what I'm doing. Even this last window back here, like, I would definitely have put that up higher, but I was limited because of the grid. That's why it was turning red. So I don't know, I think it looks a little nicer up top. I did not put those even. There we go. So as you can see, we now have our square with basic windows. Nothing fancy by any means, I know, but just to show you kind of the quick basics, you guys can play around and build whatever you want. I mean, it's so much fun in this game to just go crazy and go nuts on building. I don't know, I find it really relaxing. I find it really fun. I've built so many different types of houses, some that I would never live in, or maybe even my dream homes. But this is just kind of basics to get yourself a building. I am going to do a separate video for more of the landscaping stuff, or the pools, or the terrain tools, because those can get a little bit complicated. Same with platforms. I'm going to do a more detailed version for a lot of these things. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a quick video that you can watch just to get started, so you can see for yourself. I mean, it's very easy to do. You got to be able to fiddle around with stuff, play with stuff, and you'll kind of see for yourself. It's not a hard game to play once you know where all of the controls are. And even this simple little square that I built with just one roof on it, I mean, it's nothing fancy. It took how long to make, but it's definitely livable. Your sim can for sure live here. You can add stuff in the back. You can add tons of furniture. You're definitely going to want to think of adding all of your basic needs right away. So like, I don't know, maybe a kitchen over here. Obviously this is your bathroom. You could have, say if this is kind of a bachelor pad, you could just have like a bedroom over here with, let's say, a half wall to block it off. And then you could have your whole living room with maybe a table kind of connected to your kitchen there. So even though it's a super small space, you can still get all of your basic need stuff in there, and then even use the outside as activity space, especially if you don't use cheats for money or anything and you're trying to watch how much money your sim is spending, so on and so forth. But for the most part, that is how you just build a basic, quick little house. And like I said, play around with it. You can add rooms to the outside, shape them differently. I am going to make another video for roofing, like I said, and one for landscaping. And then I'll kind of get more into an interior decorator video, explaining what to use in all of this list, where you can find everything. Obviously, you can scroll through it yourself. It is pretty understandable, especially if you're going to break it down into subcategories, and you can read each little thing for yourself. But I'll show you some quick little handy tricks in another video just to get through this process quicker, because especially if you have tons of different packs, then, I mean, you're going to have tons of stuff to go through. This is just beds alone. So I'll show you quick little ways that you can make the interior decorating process a little easier too. If you guys have any other ideas for other tutorial videos, or have any questions, need help with anything else, please leave a comment below and I will get right on making it as soon as I can. But I hope this was helpful for new simmers, and please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys soon with my next video. Thanks, guys.